Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So today I managed to get a 500-gram bag of mini marshmallows, pink and white. And the great deal of the day was I managed to get that bag for 26 pence at one of the food initiatives that I shop at. This one happens to be the community store. So marshmallows are quite squishy, as we all know. And I'm going to dehydrate them tonight. So what I've done is I'm taking the racks out and I'm spacing the marshmallows out individually so as they're not touching. Because mostly when we dehydrate things, will retract. They'll go smaller. But with the marshmallows, sometimes they can either stay the same size or they can go slightly bigger after dehydrating. So I'm trying to smooth them out so they're all spaced individually, and at the same time using the space wisely in the dehydrator. So I've spaced that one out. Can you see that one, Mr. Wallflowers? Um, I'm placing as many in as I can. Um, so this one I just jumped in, so I'm taking them out, trying to space them out individually. So if I took my time, I'd be able to prettily go round the outside every other one and place one in. Now the reason I'm dehydrating these marshmallows is a number of reasons really. One, I like the taste of marshmallow, but I don't actually like the gooey, sticky texture. And when they're dehydrated, they'll actually dry into a hard sweet, and I'll enjoy them much better that way. Then I can keep them in a jar, dehydrated, and as usual, for one or two oxygenators in it, and keep them, and they should last quite a while. By a while, I mean 12 months or longer. So they'll take me through the winter period into this time next year, if they last that long. So what can we do with dehydrated marshmallows? Well, as I say, I'll tend to eat a lot of them as sweets, just a handful here and there when I've got quite a sweet tooth, and when my boys come to visit, they'll help themselves as they normally do. We normally have a jar full of jelly beans. I think they've all gone at the moment. And each time they visit, they take the jar of jelly beans off and they walk around the house holding the jar of jelly beans. And they'll know just go and help themselves. And I'll do the same thing with this marshmallows. Also, you can pop them in when you're making biscuits, cookies, muffins, anything like that. And yeah, they will rehydrate when you make them, but it will just give a little bit of that gooey texture that other people may enjoy if you're baking for, if you enjoy yourself. If you're using them specifically for your hot chocolate drinks, for instance, you can just pop a few on top and they'll rehydrate straight away and they'll be your topping on top of your drink. And you'll see them just rehydrate as they dunk into your hot chocolate drink. Some people even after the dehydrating stage or powder them and just put a tablespoon on top of the hot chocolate and just add those flavours that way, or the sweetener. Um, but yeah, a grand idea, and they'll stay fresh for a long time, dehydrated. So I'm going to gradually fill up these trays, stack them up. With my dehydrator only going to 70 on the setting. The Americans go up to 120, 140, 190. The really strong, expensive ones. Mine's just a cheap one. It just goes up to 70. So I should imagine mine will take about 8 hours. By that time, when I come to take them out, I'll leave them to settle for about 5 minutes just to cool down, and then I'll start filling the jar, and I'll come back to you at that stage. Okay, it's now actually the next day, and we dehydrated them for just a little over 8 hours. So when you take them off the trays, if you've just turned your dehydrator off, obviously they'll still be a little bit warm. Let them cool down and they actually firm up a little bit more. So if you take a warm one off, they're still, that one's quite tough, or it cooled down already, they're still a little bit squishy. But as they cool down even further, they become a lot firmer. So peel them off the tray. You can hear the noise, how dried out they are. I'm hoping you can hear that noise on the microphone. So I'll peel these all off. Now the good thing about these is, as we know, times are getting hard now, and all the little extra bit of money that we might have, we're having to put extra towards petrol and diesel, extra towards utility costs, electricity, gas. Water hasn't actually gone up here yet, but I don't suppose it'll be that long. Mortgages have gone through the roof, rents are going up, food in the shops is just unbearable how high everything is. So we're a while off yet, but Christmas will be here before we know it. For us to keep paying the extortionate costs that we're paying just for day-to-day living, to actually spend out for Christmas presents is going to be a nightmare, especially when we've done it every year for, extended family, children of family, the adults in the family. So my little idea is, a friend gifted me these, and these are actually brand new jars with lids in, and there was 3 came in a set. But, I've always used recycling jars, so you can get the little mint sauce jars, you can get the little cranberry sauce jars, small jam jars, whatever it is, clean them up, take the sticky label off, just use a bit of vinegar if you have to, use the side of a teaspoon and just keep scraping until you get the glue off. It comes off and they come up pretty clean. Fill one with hot chocolate, fill one with chocolate buttons or whatever you can get, and fill another one with these, dehydrate them, fill them up, and put the 3 of them together and, make a little gift. I just think it's fabulous. And, if you're giving them to children or, any adult that does like hot chocolates and marshmallows or whatever, will really appreciate a little treat like that as a gift. Now, this is okay, excuse me, because it's a brand new jar and it looks really attractive anyway. But if I can just reach into the straw, Mr. Wallflowers, when I make my vinegar or I do things that need a seal, I cut up a shirt and I make the old-fashioned jam jar lids. Now you can cut that down to size, you can make it pretty, and you can actually present any lid. You can glue them on, you can tie it on with an elastic band, you can do whatever. Just because it's a mint sauce jar doesn't mean you can't make it quaint or make it attractive. There's different things you can do. You can get sticky paper, you can, do all kinds with it. You can tie a ribbon on, you can do all kinds of things and it will be appreciated, it'll be a nice little gift. You're going to taste one of these, Mr. Wallflowers? Enjoying that? He's eaten quite a few already, so I knew he wouldn't say no to actually having a little munch now. But yeah, I've literally only used half the bag so far. The soft ones out the packet would mush down to next to nothing. You can see how roly and gooey the original marshmallow is, to something that's cooled down. And I can't even press it together now because it's cooled down. Now when you crunch it, what's it like, Mr. Wallflowers? You have to come closer to the microphone.
Like a proper sweet, sugary,
Like
rock.
and there's like a chewy texture in the centre, isn't it?
Right.
Because your mouth water has dehydrated it slightly in the middle. So you've got the crunch on the outside and the chewy on the inside.
Yep.
Thumbs up from Mr. Wallflowers. So I've actually only put them in here just to show you how you can do the gift section. Once I've done the full bag, I'll be putting them in here. But yeah, you can put an oxygenator in them, oxygen absorber, should I call it, and then put the lids on. But I just think they're sweet little gifts, you know. Gifts for teachers at Christmas time, gifts for family members or friends, work colleagues. You know, I just think it's a sweet little gift that doesn't have to cost a fortune. And at the moment, cost is going to be the major thing, isn't it? So thought is a beautiful thing. Thought is love. And if we can put thought into it and make some, you know, a jar of jam with that, a jar of drinking chocolate with it, or a jar of something you've made, as long as they all look pretty similar, or you can make a little hamper or whatever. I just think it's so sweet. I'll stop waffling now. Okay, thanks for joining us today. Make yourself some sweets and enjoy them. Take care.